Hey guys, and welcome to what I hope will be a kind of quick video. This is going to be a sort of January wrap-up kind of thing. This is going to be sort of separate from the weekly wrap-ups I've been doing. I've been doing weekly wrap-ups every week so far this year, and I plan on continuing to do that. Kind of wrap up the things I read every single week and talk at varying lengths on each book individually. But this is kind of a more broad sense of what I read in January, kind of more like a statistics kind of thing. And I don't know if this will be something of interest to you, but I've seen other people do it, and I thought it looked like fun. I did something like this for all of the year of 2016. I posted a 2016 wrap up and statistics video. And I mean, I'll do this month and see what kind of a response it has. If you are interested in seeing this kind of thing in the future, then I'll keep doing it. But I just thought it would be an interesting thing to see. It was interesting to see 2016 and how that went in the whole year. And I'll probably do one at the end of 2017 as well to kind of bring the whole year together. But this is for January. So in January, I read a total of 17 books. And actually 10 of those books were science fiction, 5 were fantasy, and 2 were urban fantasy. So everything I've read so far this year has all fell into the SFF genre, which kind of makes me happy. I'm sure there'll be more mysteries kind of thrown in there as time goes on, but my main actually focus this year I think will be in science fiction and fantasy. That is what I'm the most interested in right now. That is most of what I'm requesting from publishers to make reviews on and stuff, so that'll likely remain consistent as time goes on. And it's interesting, I read more science fiction than I did fantasy this month, and I actually have a huge want to focus on science fiction in general, because I haven't read nearly enough science fiction in my life. I've read lots of fantasy, haven't read nearly enough science fiction, so I want to make up for that and read more science fiction. So 12 of the authors that I read were male, 4 were female, and 1 was both. The both was Book Burners. Book Burners has 2 male authors and 2 female authors, and I just did a full review of that. I feel like it'll fluctuate. It'll definitely fluctuate, and we'll see how that fluctuation goes. And I know there's lots of both female and male authors on my shelves already that I can kind of supplement in whenever I see fit. So, and then 5 of those, the protagonist was male, 4 the protagonist was female, and 8 was an ensemble cast, so they had mixes of both in them. And I read 5 physical books and 12 audiobooks, and I really hope this changes as the year goes on, especially in February. I'm going to make a push to read more physical books. I kind of got a little bit lazy in January a little bit. I mostly just didn't have the energy. Sometimes when I got home from work, just sit and read. I would just sit here and just kind of fall asleep at my desk while watching YouTube videos instead of reading, and I really hope that changes as time goes on throughout the year, and we'll see how that goes. But I would love to actually bring both of those up. I would love to listen to more audiobooks, and I would love to read more physical books. So we'll see how that goes. 4 books that I read were arcs, and I hope that number goes really up as well, because I have lots of arcs to read. I've probably requested too much from publishers, and I just didn't think I would get everything that they sent me, but they've sent me almost everything I've asked for, and maybe that's not necessarily a good thing. It's very likely that I will need to read a lot more arcs or focus more on arcs as time goes on. So 8 were from series, which was a good goal for me to hit, because I talked about at the beginning of the year, I talked about how I want this to be a year of series, and I did hit that by having 8 of the books that I read in January be from series. And then I read 8,732 pages, which is quite a lot, and 200 hours of audiobooks. My favorite books of the month, I think every month I'll choose a favorite physical book and a favorite audiobook, and I think my favorite physical book that I read this past month was actually 6 Wakes, which I did do a full review on. It's clones in space. They wake up after their previous iterations have been murdered, and they have no idea who did it. They've lost like 25 years worth of their memories, and one of them must be the one who has murdered everyone. So they've got to figure that out, and it's a lot of fun. It's basically like a locked room mystery kind of thing, but set in a space on a generation ship. So it's quite a lot of fun. And I think my favorite audiobook this past month was called Sephiroth's Hand by Melissa McPhail. This one I have not posted my review on yet, but it's in the works still. I still plan on posting a review of it. This is a book that was originally self-published and then picked up by Podium Publishing. And it's a very long, epic fantasy book. It's the first of a series called A Shadow of Pattern and Light. And it has a lot of characters. It has a lot of different threads happening. And I talked about it in my weekly wrap-ups a little earlier in January. And I'll talk about it in the review, but it was one of my favorites, and it was quite a lot of fun. If you're looking for a cool epic fantasy on Audible to listen to, with a really great narrator, Nick Podell, then give that one a shot. And I started, but did not finish in January, I started Dead House Gates, the second book of the Malazan Book of the Fallen series, and I also started Crossroads of Canopy by Thariah Dyer. And this one I am done with and going to review, but I didn't finish it in January. So anyway, and then I reviewed 6 books. That includes 2 reviews that I posted for books that I read in December. So in January I posted 6 reviews, but 2 of the reviews were for books from the previous month. And then I do have 4 more reviews to post. As of recording this, this will be Book Burners and Crossroads of Canopy and Sephiroth's Hand and A Warrior's Path, which is also a really, really good audiobook that I really liked last month. So those 4 reviews have still yet to be posted, but they will be at some point, I promise. Anyway, so I think that's pretty much it for this video. I just wanted to go over some interesting little things, little tidbits from the past month like that. And if you enjoyed this video, please let me know what you think. Let me know how your first month of the year went. Did you have a good first month? What you consider to be a good first month? I think I had a pretty good first month. I mean, I'm nothing to complain about. I read 17 books. That's pretty awesome. I do hope to read more every month from now on, but it was still a pretty good month, all things considered. So thank you guys so much for watching. Definitely let me know how your year has gone so far. I would love to hear it. What your genres have been like, what your ratios look like. Do you know how many pages you read so far in the first month? I thought that was pretty cool to see that I read 8,000 something pages, but I think that's it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you later with more.